Oh, here we go, here we go. So all the engines are going to pass through the platform one by one. And first up, we've got number 319, Pulborough. Coming around the corner very slowly, I can just see it out the corner of my eye. So Pulborough was built in 2004 by the Exmoor Steam Railway Company as the South Downs Light Railway grew from its fledgling state in 2000. They needed a bigger engine to help deal with the increasing passenger loads, and they worked with Exmoor to design a tank engine that was both very strong and capable but could negotiate the tight curves of the railway. And here's Pulborough, wearing sturdily improved engine green livery, brown to the rest of us. Next up we've got Peggy coming through. Peggy's sat-nav is clearly broken and it's got lost on the way to Scotland Road. Here she comes. Peggy was built in 2007 also by the Exmoor Steam Railway and is a fairly carbon copy of her sister Pulborough. As the railway continued to grow, Pulborough was doing such a good job they thought, well, let's have another one. And Peggy was built and is owned by the South Downs Light Railway Society, wearing Great Eastern blue livery. And off she goes. And next up, here comes Bagnall number 1, Alice. Alice was built in 2001, especially for the railway. She's modelled on a Bagnall 042, and is a half-size version of. And she spent the last 24 years pottering around the garden centre. And has lived here ever since. Alice, a very popular engine amongst the crews here at the South Downs Light Railway, I'm sure all the crews would agree. Next up, number 2, Odd Job. Odd Job was built by one of the members here at the South Downs Light Railway and does what she says on the tin, a lot of the odd jobs around the railway. Often not doing the more glamorous passenger work. She's often the engine in the morning and in the evening shunting away or forming up all the coaches ready for the day's work. Odd Job renowned for its speed. But a very useful engine, Odd Job. Military railways couldn't be without their little jumping engines. And Odd Job very much does that job here. Next up, sticking with the electric theme, we've got number 38, Merlin. When Merlin was first built in the early 2000s, she was a 7 1/4 petrol locomotive, so neither the right size or the right transmission that it is today. And it was rebuilt as an electric locomotive, and she's often out on the permanent way trains, so moving ballast, sleepers, or any upgrades and repairs to the track that need doing. Another very useful engine, not often out on the passenger duty. Next up, we've got Coronation, number 6220. It was built by Ernest Dove in 1946, so she's knocking on the door of 80 years old next year. It was based on an LMS Coronation Pacific. She's worked at many different railways over the years, including Syon Park in London, and before moving to the South Downs was based at the Eastleigh Lakeside Miniature Railway. It's the first of many times I think we're going to hear about the Eastleigh Lakeside Railway for the rest of this cavalcade. She joined the railway in 2019. Next up, we've got 6100, Royal Scot, more affectionately known around here as Scotty. Scotty was built by Poland Engineering in 1948 and is loosely modelled from Royal Scot and moved to becoming Eastleigh Lakeside Railway. Scotty is towing around one of the latest residents to join the South Downs Light Railway fleet, Lord Nelson. Lord Nelson was built in 2007 by Jesse Moody for the Eastleigh Lakeside Miniature Railway. Jesse Moody, the builder, was instrumental in returning the full-size Lord Nelson to traffic in the mid-2000s and getting her back out running on the Mainline. And someone challenged him one night that he couldn't do one trunk and down, and he did. He also built a 7 1/4 one that genuinely had 4 cylinders. There comes Merlin again. Very cheerful driver there. And here comes the Mogul, 13245. Only returned to traffic this week in the run-up to the event after rather super effort from the engineering team here to get Mogul ready in time for the event. It was one of the original home fleet back in 2000. It was built in 1984 and lived at various private railways before winding up her way here. Based on a Scania Mogul, of only which one left in existence up at the Severn Valley Railway. But now has a new boiler and a very happy driver, James. There's Coronation through for another pass. And here comes Lion, number 57. Modelled on the Liverpool and Manchester Lion. She appeared in an auction a handful of years ago as a real quirk and oddity of our wonderful miniature railway gauge. Lion is towing around Lily, Harry Spencer's new project. Loosely based on a Terrier, but with a very different body on it. And hopefully we'll be seeing Lily running around the South Downs Light Railway very soon. Next up, we've got the Cowan Atlantic, number 4433, modelled on a GMR Atlantic, and was built in 1964 for Lord Braybrook of the Audley End Estate, and for his railway there. In 2019, she was sold off in the same auction as Agapanthus and was taken into private ownership and arrived at the South Downs Railway in 2024. There's James in the mobile, come round again. And round the corner comes number 135, Anna. Anna's probably one of the smallest engines here on the railway and is based on a Wisbeach and Upwell tram locomotive. Well, to you and I, it's basically Toby, isn't it? Anna is electric, using a 12-volt lorry battery to propel herself. Around the corner comes 4498 Sir Nigel Gresley. Sir Nigel Gresley, modelled on an LNER A4 class. She's on loan to the South Downs Light Railway at the moment from the Eastleigh Lakeside Miniature Railway. Sir Nigel Gresley towing around the Cowlins A3 Flying Scotsman. Flying Scotsman's just received a new boiler and will be returning to steam here at the South Downs Light Railway very, very soon. Unfortunately not quite in time to have joined the festivities this weekend, but enough to be towed round by her LNER sister, Sir Nigel Gresley. Sir Nigel Gresley was built in the 1960s by Bill Kirkland. Not too many engines left now. And here comes number 3292, John Terrence. This freelance Atlantic was built all the way back in 1908. It is 117 years old and still has its original boiler, which is quite remarkable for an engine of this size. John Terrence also had the pleasure back in 2000 of hauling the first passenger train here at the South Downs Light Railway. It's a real pleasure to have her back here this weekend. Oh, and Anna's turned up again. And round the corner comes LMS Black 5, well, Red 5 in this case, Ayrshire Yeomanry. Ayrshire Yeomanry was built in 1950 by Guest Engineering of Stourbridge. Visiting from her home at the Enfield Light Railway. However, she did used to be a resident here at the South Downs for a period before returning back to Enfield in 2010. And here comes the high neck, the 7054. The 7054 was built in 2004. She's a diesel hydraulic, much like her full-size high neck counterparts. And she was the first diesel locomotive at the South Downs Light Railway. Now lives at Enfield and is back visiting for the weekend. Well everyone, the high neck was the last engine to pass through. That is the end of the cavalcade. Of course, we've still got them coming round for another lap on the inside. But once the Heimet comes through again, that concludes our 25th anniversary cavalcade.